The Chicago Bulls have now made it official. They have now officially waived Yuki Kawamura due to injury. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this. What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content today, y'all. And so the Bulls have now made it official that Yuki Kawamura has now been waived. This should not be a shock to anybody. We talked about that a little bit earlier. I did take down the initial stream, waiting for some things to become official. So, you know, that's what it comes down to there. But, you know, overall, I'll say this. It's really unfortunate that this is what it comes to with Yuki, especially because it didn't end because of anything under his control. It ended because this run ended due to injury, and that's never what you want to see for a player that was as exciting as what happened, what Yuki Kawamura was when he was out there on the basketball court. He was an exciting, electrifying player, was Yuki Kawamura, and so now, unfortunately, the Bulls are just not going to have that there, unfortunately. So, you know, it is what it is. The Bulls will figure it out. I think overall they'll eventually, you know, Yuki will find his way back to the NBA for sure. You know, if that's in the cards and what's meant to be. And, you know, just continue to pray on it for him. And hopefully that Yuki is able to make a recovery at some point and get back on the basketball court. So that's what you can hope for. But this is unfortunate. Yuki was a very exciting player in the little bit of time that he was here. And, you know, that summer league, him and Modest and those guys being out there was fun. And it was some of the most fun that you've seen from the Bulls in a minute. But it's unfortunate that it had to come to end in this way. But, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, that's the way that the cookie crumbles, man. It's basketball is not fair to anybody. The sport is unforgiving, and you know, some people that's just the way, again, the way the cookie crumbles. And I don't say that to sound cold or anything like that about it. Just to be real, like sometimes the things don't go the way that you want them to go. And I mean, that's really all you can do. You can't control that. And so Yuki is a player. He's a competitor. He's a fighter. And hopefully he's eventually to get back out there on the basketball court and continue to live out his dream, because Yuki Kawamura loves basketball. There's no doubt about that. And, you know, Bulls fans in that short amount of time that he was here really did warm up to him, and he became a big thing for him. So Shay says, damn, this is the same thing that happened to Adamo. No, Adamo was very different. It was very different with Adama. Keep in mind, Adama had basically 2 full seasons here, and he's still playing on another team's G League team now. He's signed, so it's not the same thing. This is a little bit more serious, and as more details come out, we'll eventually talk about them. There's more than what's even been released up until this point. You know, and at that point in time, when it's time to release it, is when it will come out. But for what it's worth, Yuki Kawamura, you know, he signed a G League, a 2-way deal with the Chicago Bulls. He's now waived off that deal. And the Bulls PR did confirm it's due to a medical condition, and he has been sidelined with a right lower leg pain. So it did say that Billy Donovan will talk to media following Saturday's practice. So we'll see. But as far as right now, all the Bulls PR has confirmed is that he's dealing with a medical condition associated with right lower leg pain. That's all that's been said when it comes to that. Now, the Bulls are also signing Trentyn to a 2-way contract as well. You know, this is a guy that he played with the Clippers last season, you know, as a rookie. He did average 20 points per game in the G League, so the Bulls are now adding a scorer in Trentyn to the Chicago Bulls, and you know, we'll see what Trent ends up being able to do for the Bulls. The one thing about the Windy City Bulls is that you need a scorer. The Bulls have always had a scorer there. They initially signed Javon Freeman-Liberty to be that. He ended up going overseas, but now Trentyn was just waived by the Los Angeles Clippers yesterday or 2 days ago. He was waived. This is a guy that's a 6'9" small forward. And, again, we know that the Bulls are trying to take shots at young players. He's only 20 years old, so take that for what you will. He did play over in the NBL, over in Australia as well, and he played with the San Antonio Clippers there. I'm sorry, the San Diego Clippers. That's what the G League team is. But Trentyn Flowers is now another guy that the Bulls are adding as far as a body to that G League team. They're signing him to a 2-way contract. This is a guy that has shown some promise. Again, really big score there over in the G League, which is what he was able to do. And now we get to see what he's going to do in the Chicago Bulls uniform. The Bulls typically always try to find those type of scores to have down there in the G League. That's always something that they've done there. And so, Trentyn Flowers, a very young player, can play the 2, can play the 3. And, those wing positions are important in the modern NBA. So now you get to see what he looks like. Let me see if I can pull up his G League stacks. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Trentyn Flowers in the G League last year. Okay, so he played 27 minutes in the G League last year for the San Diego Clippers. He averaged 32 minutes per game. He averaged 20 points per game on 47% shooting from the field, 37% shooting from three-point range. He also averaged 5 rebounds, 2 assists, about a half a steal per game as well. So take that for what you will. Again, the Bulls are trying to make the Windy City Bulls exciting this year and keeping up a similar style of play. So now, like the Bulls have in the main roster, long wings that can play multiple positions, they now have that as well. They have that now down there. Your voice sounds better. I just got done drinking some tea. Ringside Perspective says, damn it, not Yuki. I mean, it's unfortunate, bro. I mean, that's all I can really say about it. It sucks that that's where we are, that's what happened with Yuki. And, like I said, speedy recovery, as speedy as possible for Yuki. And hopefully he's able to get back out there on the basketball court sooner rather than later. If he can, then great. Like if Yuki Kawamura can make a return, I have no doubts that the Chicago Bulls may pivot and go back to take another look at him. It's been stuff that they've done before. Remember when Justin Lewis got hurt and he had to leave out for a year, and the Bulls immediately signed him back immediately when he was healthy, and he went through training camp with the team and everything. So it's not the end all be all. And there's a chance that he can get back there out on the basketball court. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully he can. Hold on. There we go. What are we doing here? But yeah, so hopefully he's able to get back out there on the basketball court sooner rather than later, because Yuki is a fun player. Yuki was very fun, but Trentyn Flowers, get back on that. Like Trentyn Flowers is a guy that I'm excited to see. To see down there in the G League. For those that don't know, for anybody that doesn't, I actually do weekly G League episodes where I update everything going on with the Windy City Bulls, and especially with us having the players that we have down there now, where we have some players that actually look like they're going to be trying to develop to eventually make it to the roster. So for anybody who's interested in that, doesn't have time to watch the G League, I'll be covering that basically ad nauseum. So you guys have that. I'll be covering that once a week. Every Sunday, I'll drop a G League episode. So you have that to look at when it comes down to that. I try to always keep everybody updated on everything. But yeah, that's where we are with things, man. It is unfortunate that it has come to this, but it's not done. And, it's not over for Yuki Kawamura either, if we're being 100% honest. We don't know what the future is going to hold for Yuki. Yuki could very well, still make a return for the Chicago Bulls and figure some things out. And I, for one, hope that he does, man, because if he does, that'll be really good to see from him. What is the injury? Is it season ending? Yes. So it's a lower leg injury. That's all they're releasing right now, is that it's a lower leg injury, and that, it is ending his season. So is Jordan Jackson still with the Windy City Bulls? I don't know. I'm not even going to front like I know that for sure. I'm not 100% sure on that. Seriously, not my favorite player. Hey, I mean, it's unfortunate, bro. Like make no mistake about it. I don't like bringing this news either. I really, I wish this wasn't the case, and that Yuki was going to be out there, because I was really excited to see Yuki and Noah Essengay and Lachlan Albrecht and them getting the opportunity down in the G League to do their thing. I was excited about all of that. So, hey, it is what it is when it comes down to that. But the most important thing is Yuki's health. So hopefully whatever's going on with Yuki, he's able to get healthy, get back out there on the basketball court. And, yeah, that's all I can say there. That's all I can say. So, but Hey, we still are gearing up, ready for the season. The Bulls play basketball again in 5 days. So Wednesday, we will be talking about Chicago Bulls basketball, regular season basketball. The Bulls start off out of their first 10 games. I think 8 of the teams are either playoff teams for last year, projected to be playoff teams this year. So there's a lot of things going that way for the Bulls. We just got to figure it out, man. It's going to be a fun season, though, because we're going to be covering it here every single day as only we can do, because can't too many people do it like Chicago Bulls Central. And that's just period, man. But, all right, wanted to bring you guys this update. Hopefully this is the last one, unless it's something positive like the Bulls getting Walker Kessler. Probably not going to happen, but, we'll see there. I'll be back with a daily episode tomorrow morning, so make sure you guys stay in tune with us for that one. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys are following us at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullscentralpod@gmail.com. And lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, but that is thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See right if you can, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.